Hi everybody. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the parts and how to use our Chromebooks. This here is your background. It's not like a desktop on your PC. You can't store any kind of files or shortcuts here. It's just for show, it's just for nice. Where you can store shortcuts and things is down here. It's called the shelf. This shelf we can customize. We can move it to the left, right, or bottom just by right-clicking or two-finger clicking on that shelf, and then you can move it to wherever you want. We can also auto-hide it, which means that when we are in an app and we pull our mouse away, it goes away. When we bring it back, it goes back. You can just pin that right back on again. Again, all these actions are with two-finger clicks or a right-click on a mouse. So I'm going to show you a little bit how to do these shortcuts later, but first I want to show you how to customize your background. This, again, your wallpaper is just for show. It doesn't really do anything, but there's a bunch of nice options that you can add there. All kinds of different ideas, or you can even change it to random. Here is our launcher. The launcher is where all of our apps are. Now we can access all those apps anywhere. We can also search. So there's a built-in search bar right here. All you have to do is type in where you want to search. You can type in the website and it will go directly to the website. Or you can just type in a search term. Here I'm gonna, search dogs. And here we go, we have a bunch of dogs now. And it's just an easy access tool to get to your search engine. These are just a few quick launch icons that are right here, but you can see everything that's kind of installed onto your Chromebook, for lack of a better word, if you click on that arrow. These are all of your different apps that are preloaded onto your Chromebook or that was added by our tech team. These are a couple of things that I added myself, just shortcuts that I created, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But you have everything from Google Classroom to YouTube to Google Drive, and all this is just easy access points for you, so you don't have to go to the website. This is our settings area. I call it, just click on that little clock there, and we have all the things we need to see what's going on with our computer. We have our notifications, and just anything that pops up there you can deal with. We also have our account. It just shows you what account you're signed in under. We can sign out of those accounts if we're using a student machine or if we're using a public machine. We can shut down our computers. We can lock the screens. We can access settings, and I'll show you how to do that a few different ways. We also have our Wi-Fi here, our Bluetooth. We can turn notifications on and off. And we have our nightlight mode, which allows us to just kind of make the screen a little warmer so it's not as bright in the dark. Accessibility functions, we have our volume control, which is used on, we can access that on our keyboard or we can access it here. Brightness, same way, top of the keyboard, you can access it or you can access it there. We have our battery indicator. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my battery here, and it'll show you how much battery you have left. It automatically dims the screen a little bit too, and it'll tell you how much time you have left of active use of your Chromebook as well. I'll go ahead and plug that back in. There we go. Now I want to show you a little bit on how to use the file system on the Chromebooks. So all you have to do is click on our launcher again. You can find files. It's a quick launch button here, but you can click that arrow and you just click right on files, and that opens up the memory of our storage space of our Chromebooks. It does store some things. We can download some things, but not very much. It doesn't have a large storage drive. We have our recent tab. We have our My Files. This is what's on our computer right now. I have everything I downloaded for various things I've done. But we can also immediately access our Google Drive from this, which is the most useful part of it. We can go into all of our files, see what's shared with us, even have some offline work if necessary. I don't have anything offline right now, but it's there if you need to work on it. And now I want to show you a little bit more of the settings. So we click here, we can either click on our gear there, that's the universal settings button for all apps. We can even kind of minimize that window right there if we want. You can also go into our Chrome and then just go to our three dots and then down to settings, and it opens up the same window. You can do it either way. So from our settings we have all kinds of different things. I'm just going to show you a few things that might be of interest to you. We have our password, we have wallpaper, we have browser themes. This is all stuff that you can access in a couple different places, but in case you want it all in one place, it's right here for you. Browser themes is just what your Chrome is going to look like. You can add pictures and things like that. We can turn our bookmark bars on and off there. We can change our font size. And we can even zoom and change what kind of font is being used. So there's a few different options here. I can also search. Right now I'm searching accessibility options. There's all kinds of different things that could be useful for us here as well. We can always have accessibility options in the system menu. That's where that clock is. I'm just going to go back and I'm going to see if I can access all those accessibility settings. Just scroll down a little bit here. Alright. There we go. So it's all the way down into advanced settings here. I open up accessibility settings and I have all kinds of different things like text-to-speech things, spoken feedback, highlight text-to-speak, select-to-speak. We can even change the voice and things to make it for our students who are having a harder time reading or are visually impaired. We have display settings here. We can do high contrast mode. For colorblind, we have magnifier. We can change the amount of magnification there. We can do different display devices like projectors and things like that from this menu too. We also have some keyboard options here, enabling an on-screen keyboard if they need to click on it. We have some mouse and touchpad options. I have the highlight mouse cursor option on for these tutorial videos. You can use that just to make it a little easier for your students or you to see what's going on. We also have some audio options here that you can change as needed. Last thing I want to show you is just a little bit about how to use Google Chrome. Being that these are Chromebooks, this is kind of what these are designed for. And there's a lot you can do with the Chromebook, but really the predominant usage will be to use the internet. So this is Google Chrome here. As I'm sure you've all seen, this is our address bar and our search bar. You can either enter your URL directly or you can search for things. Here's your Google Apps button. This has all of your apps. It's a universal button, so when you see those 9 squares, that means that it's your Google Apps button. We have Google Sites, we have our contacts, we have Drive, we have our calendar. You can access our Gmail. I'm going to just open up Drive right now. Here's our settings button, as you've seen in our settings before, but this is specifically for Google Drive. A lot of the Google apps have their own settings that you can change around. Here's just some of the settings that you have with Google Drive. There's not a whole lot you need to worry about there. Right over here is you have your kind of window in window. You can do your calendar, you can see your notes, you can see your to-do list, your tasks there. And I like to keep my calendar open so I see what's going on the rest of the day. But you can use these calendar options in Sheets and Docs, and the same with the notes and the to-do lists as well. You can also edit these in a full screen setting. If you click on this Open a New Tab button, then it opens up the whole app, and you can do a little bit more in that than you could just in the sidebar view. So one more thing I want to show you is how to create a shortcut in a bookmark. You may know how to make bookmarks already, but making a shortcut in that shelf down at the bottom can be really useful. And it all has to do with just making a bookmark and going from there. So let's try to bookmark a new page here. So let's go to Docs. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this page, and you'll see it come up on your bookmark bar right underneath your, there we go, just click Done there, right underneath the address bar there. You can see we can open then a new tab, you can open a new window, whatever you need there. To make this into a shortcut on your shelf, just click those 3 buttons. You see your bookmark settings there, but it's down in the More Tools area. More Tools, and you just go down to Create Shortcut. You click there, and then you give it a name and connect, and there it is. You have a brand new shortcut on your shelf.
So if you just close that out, you click on our button on our shelf, and there we go. This can be really useful if you want to just jump from page to page. I'm going to go ahead and unpin this because I don't need that out right now, and I'm going to take the bookmark off by just clicking that star and hitting remove. But that about does it. That's all of the information that you need right now. Please feel free to contact me if you have any specific questions, but I hope to put out more tutorials in the coming weeks about different Google apps, and especially Google Classroom. So I hope you all have fun playing around with this, and have a great day.